By Ross Newman in the booth. Ross, thank you for joining me out here on the road and for what should be a great game tonight from PW.
Yeah, it should. Two powerhouse teams coming to clash together. I don't know who's going to win, but it should be a good one.
Upper Dublin taking on the Lady Colonials with a record of 16-3, 8-3 in conference. All three of those losses coming to Abington, Abington, and Upper Dublin. Abington twice, Upper Dublin looking to make it twice themselves.
Yeah, it should be a good game, and I'm excited for it. Merms has had some technical difficulties, so he is sprinting, not sure where, but he'll get back on the mic shortly. For now, I am taking over. As the game is almost underway, we'll tune in to the starting lineups of each team. So the starting lineup is usually the same, and it is the same tonight. We have Jess Poland, Kara Grebe, Sarah Eskew, Balassa, and Jackie Vargas Spines leading the way for the Lady Cardinals. This starting lineup has been a very good one.
Thank you, Ross, for filling in. First, to shout out PW and their athletic staff for giving us this nice gig up top on the perch at Jim West. But today's game is going to be, or not going to be, Jackie Vargas is going to look to impose her will against this young, inexperienced PW team. Jackie Vargas with a pretty outrageous stat line for high school girls basketball. Triple-double, 20 points, 13 rebounds, and 12 blocks. The last time these two teams met on January 8th, I believe, but 367 days ago today, Ross. We were in Colonial Elementary School for the second of two matchups between these two teams, where Upper Dublin came up on the short end of the stick. They've already beaten PW once. They're going to look to do it again tonight. Ross, what are your keys to the game?
Limit the turnovers and make the layups. Layups are easy money. You got to capitalize on it, each and every one. Also, out-rebound. If you can out-rebound the other team, you're almost guaranteed to win.
We're going to take a pause for the national anthem, and then we'll have the starting lineups and opening tip right after this. National anthem beautifully listened to by everyone in attendance. And Ross, before we get underway, what a nice facility this is here at PW, and it's great to be here to see it with our own eyes.
I've heard about it. I've heard the rumors of a new stadium being built for PW, and now I've seen it come into real-time effect. And it's a very neat court. Very beautiful. That's all I got to say.
Nothing new with the starting lineups for the Lady Cardinals. It's Dana Balassa, Jess Poland, and Sarah Askew, the three sophomore guards. And in the middle, Jackie Vargas standing at 6'3", as we know, triple-double last game, and Kara Grebe all along with her. We'll have PW in a second. Upper Dublin moving from our right to our left in their away red uniforms with the white lettering and white trim as well. Jackie Vargas and Jess Poland encroaching on the center circle. Well, that's not the center circle. The center circle is the lighter lines. They're a little confused on the painting of the floor. It's confusing. New gym, nobody knows what's going on. And we are underway here from Upper Dublin High School. And just like that, Upper Dublin's on the board. Win the jump ball. Jess Poland gets it to Dana Balassa. She puts it up and in from close range. And now we see PW coming out, led by Caitlin Flanagan, the freshman guard. And an early steal for Sarah Askew, who's been playing terrific as of late. Kicks it out, 3-ball on the way. Dana Balassa left wing, and down it goes for Dana Balassa. She had 5 3-pointers against Upper Moreland on Tuesday, and she already has 5 points in tonight's game, less than 30 seconds in. It's Anna McTamney now into the lane, taking it in on Vargas. Can't get it to go. Vargas pulls down the board, and McTamney, the only returning starter from last year. Jess Poland now working on Kate Flanagan. Rather, Gabby Cooper getting the start tonight for the Lady Colonials. Askew looking inside. Vargas right block, dribbling in. Gets it to Kara Grebe. Long two from the left side, no. And Sarah Askew just out-rebounded there by Anna McTamney. McTamney trying to break the press of Askew and Grebe down the right side, and she barely does. Flanagan throws it away. It's stolen by Poland. Poland now 1-on-3. Has it, kicks it right back out. Kara Grebe thought about a three from the left side. And now she controls it, looking for Vargas inside. But Vargas unable to create position against Jordan Thomas, the 5'11 freshman, who's really been coming into her own as of late for the Lady Colonials. It's Jess Poland now running the point, as she has been all year for Upper Dublin, taking the place of Maggie Weglos, the loss of last year. And the lost seniors from last year really makes a whole new ball game for this year between these two teams, with Taylor O'Brien as well taking her talents to Bucknell for PW. And Jess Poland now right in front of the PW bench. Kicks it over. Sarah Askew, left wing. Askew looking to drive with the left hand into the lane. Forces up a shot, and they don't call a foul, but they do say it stays with Upper Dublin from under the net. And Dana Balassa already with 5 points. She's already heating up tonight.
She's finding the spots they're giving her. She had an open three that she just banged home, and she also had that easy layup. So she's doing exactly what she needs to do.
Jess Poland gets it right back after the inbound from under the basket. Can't get it to go from the left corner. And that's Gabby Cooper running it in transition for PW down the left side. Flanagan caught with Poland right on her. Upper Dublin in a modified man-to-man defense. PW swinging it around in their white uniforms, moving left to right. White jerseys with red trim and numerals. Swinging it around, it's Flanagan now looking inside. And a good move there by number 33, Lainey Allen. She's unable to get the bucket, and a foul called with Jordan Thomas trying to get to the bucket. Let's see who they call it against. It's against Kara Grebe. So that's an early foul for her, and she has to stay out of foul trouble if the Cardinals want to be successful tonight. Dan Doherty taking an early timeout. We'll be right back. Just 2.5 minutes into the game, Upper Dublin with a 5-point lead.
This is UDTV.
We welcome you back into Lady Cardinal basketball here on UDTV. 5-point lead for Upper Dublin, 5-0. all 5 coming from Dana Balassa on an easy bucket off the tip, and then a 3-pointer that she knocked down. Flanagan running the offense once again for PW. She had big shoes to fill coming in this year, replacing Taylor O'Brien, the aforementioned Taylor O'Brien, who I'm pretty sure had 2,000 points in her career, or pretty darn close to it. She was an outstanding player in Pennsylvania, and it's showing, her absence is showing for this Lady Colonials team pretty much all season. They're a whole different team. Flanagan now swinging it around. It's Gabby Cooper, top of the key, and Upper Dublin playing good defense, showing hands. And Jackie Vargas pokes it away from Jordan Thomas on the inside. The freshman, not much experience at the varsity level, only 4 points in the last outing against Upper Dublin. Jess Pullen looking to get into the bucket right side, kicks it out. Dana Balassa had a corner 3, opted not to take it. And PW's assistant coach getting on his knees, barking orders. Now Jess Poland, who's trapped outside. Vargas looking inside to Cara Grebe, and it's poked away, and Jordan Thomas passed it up in transition to Katie Flanagan into the lane and gets it over the outstretched arms of Jackie Vargas there to put PW on the board for the first time. Nearly 4 minutes into the game, 5-2, Upper Dublin in the lead still. Sarah Eskew now working against Anna McTamney, picks up her dribble, looking inside, gets it into Cara Grebe. Left block working on Jordan Thomas. It's Vargas now on the right side, working on Lainey Allen. Left dribble, looking to sweep in, get to the bucket, and puts it up and in with the contact. What a move there by Jackie Vargas to find a way to get to the bucket and put it in for 2. 7-2 Upper Dublin. That's Cooper, outlet pass, and that's a turnover for PW. Upper Dublin's going to have to capitalize on those if they want to come out victorious.
That looked like Alshon Jeffrey in the Saints-Eagles divisional game the other week ago.
Is that too soon?
No.
Okay. Once again, we thank you for joining us. If you're just joining us here on Upper Dublin Broadcasting, the score 7-2, 5 points coming from Dana Balassa, and the halfway point here in the first quarter from Plymouth White Marshes, Jim West. Inside, Jackie Vargas now kicks it out. It's Dana Balassa, guarded there by Caitlin Flanagan. Good defense by Flanagan, making sure Balassa doesn't have many options. Jess Pullen right in front of the PW bench. Pullen looking to create some separation. The step back, had a shot, didn't take it. Pullen gets it inside to Vargas on the left elbow, and Vargas finds a way to put it up and in. And man, oh man, she is going to be troublesome for PW tonight.
They've no one to guard her. I mean, their tallest girl is number 33, and she's not even that tall.
And there she gets a block on Anna McTamney. What? No. No. You had a whole water bottle. The subs coming in for Upper Dublin. It's Bliss Brenner and Anaje Smith. That's interesting. Typically, it's Megan Barbera and Anaje Smith that come in, and it looks like Coach Funson's switching it up a little bit and putting in Bliss Brenner at the guard position now, in for Sarah Eskew and Cara Grebe. So Jess Pullen's still going to run the point, and Anaje Smith in the center. Jess Pullen now guarded very tightly by Gabby Cooper on the wing. Vargas looks inside, gets it to Najee Smith, trying to find someone. Jess Pullen, corner 3, right in front of the PW bench. Ugly shot, but Jackie Vargas gets the rebound, looking to find a shot. She still has her pivot foot and somehow gets it up and in. Man, oh man, she is putting on a clinic. It's almost like in 2K when you send your My Player to go to the big man clinic. That's what that looked like there. And they call a foul against Jess Pullen as Caitlin Flanagan takes a spill on the other end. And that's already 2 fouls against Upper Dublin in this game, but Jackie Vargas already with 6 points in the game. It's an 11-2 lead for Upper Dublin, 2 minutes left in the quarter. That's Gabby Cooper getting it in to Sydney Kesselman, now into the game for the first time. The senior coming off the bench, 6th man for PW. Listed at 6'1". She'll be going to Cabrini next year to continue her basketball and academic career, but only 2 points in the last contest between these two teams. looking to have more of an impact, the only senior leader on this team. They're looking inside. They get it into McTamney, and PW's just swinging it around now. Inside, they get it in to McTamney. McTamney tries to put it up from under the basket, and she gets the putback from her own miss and puts it up and in. So it's an 11-4 lead for Upper Dublin with 1:20 left in the first quarter. Jackie Vargas with 6. Poland pulls up for 3. That's off the mark, and it stays with PW. They wanted a foul with Najee Smith going for the rebound, but if you're not going to be allowed to be physical, I don't know what you're going to be allowed to do. And we see Megan Barbera coming into the game for the first time for Upper. With Megan Barbera now coming into the game for Jess Poland. Not a substitution we've seen as of late. And a steal forced on the other end. Dana Balassa unable to get it up and in. And Najee Smith absorbing contact. No foul. She's blocked. Kesselman looking to get inside. And she just falls down. Can't stay on her feet. Slippery outside. A lot of black ice, but not in here. But another steal. Unforced error. Bliss Brenner throws it away. Inside Flanagan in transition. Puts it up with the right hand. And now it's only a 5-point lead for Upper Dublin. Under a minute to play here in the first quarter. And just a few turnovers Upper Dublin hasn't been able to capitalize on.
That's why I said, you got to limit those turnovers. Obviously, they've already had a few. So that's why PW's been able to get back in the game with limited offensive success.
Najee Smith working on the left block now, gets it out to Meg Barbera, right wing, 26 seconds left, and Upper Dublin looking just to create a good shot and potentially hold for one. And Najee Smith left block turning and gets it right back out to Jackie Vargas, and she absorbs contact to stop the clock at 15.7 seconds left in the first quarter, as they're going to bring Cara Grebe back into the game before this inbound. Cara Grebe now in for Jackie Vargas. Now, Ross, we could talk about this at the intermission, but the substitution pattern, not what we've seen from Coach Funston this season. Dana Balassa gets it into Meg Barbera at the top of the key, 15 seconds left. Balassa with the shoestring catch on the sideline to keep it in, under 10 seconds left. Barbera looking to get the last shot here for Upper Dublin. 5 seconds left. Barbera pulls it from 3 off the mark. Kesselman gets the rebound, and she's unable to get a shot off before the buzzer. And at the end of one, it's 11-6 in favor of Upper Dublin. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back with the second quarter of Lady Cardinal basketball here on Upper Dublin Broadcasting.
Take film.
Welcome back into Lady Cardinal basketball here on UDTV from Plymouth White Marsh High School. And after the first 8 minutes of play, it's 11-6 Upper Dublin. PW ending the quarter on a 4-0 run. Doesn't sound like much, but it could be in low-scoring games like we tend to see in girls basketball. Looks to be an issue, and we have a piece of that would be the end of a pom-pom from a cheerleader actually fell out in the center circle. The referee deemed it necessary to stop play, and now he will resume it. Now he pockets that, and that could have really affected the playing surface there.
Yeah, that surface area is completely changes. Makes it more slippery, and maybe you don't even have a chance. Maybe you just slip and fall. I don't know.
Regardless, now coming out of the timeout, or coming out of the intermission rather, PW looking to create something on the offensive end. Once again, PW wearing their white uniforms, red trim, moving from our left to our right. playing offense on the side of the Upper Dublin bench. Looking inside, that's Jordan Thomas up right over Cara Grebe, way off the mark, and it's tipped away, and Najee Smith has it and gets it back out to Jess Pullen. So a forced turnover there for Upper Dublin. Cara Grebe now left wing, bringing it back up top. On the floor now for Upper Dublin, Grebe, Smith, Barbera, Pullen, and Eskew. Eskew open shot from the top of the key, tees it up, and can't knock it down. And Najee Smith fighting for the board, but just couldn't reel it in with two hands. PW goes the other way with that off the miss. Gabby Cooper now, the sophomore, looking inside to Jordan Thomas, who can't get it up and in on Cara Grebe, who pulls down the rebound and gets it over to a guard in Jess Pullen, taking it up the left side. And it looks like Dan Doherty did his homework. He's looking over to Coach Funson, looking what all his play calls are, and calling it out to his team. Jess Pullen, 3 off the dribble, off the mark. Rebound by Meg Barbera. It bounced all the way out to the arc. And they give a bench warning to Dan Doherty. A bench warning called on Dan Doherty, and immediately the whole place in here goes silent. He's got to watch his temper, or else he could cost his team some points and a possession.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a warning for now, so he has another chance. So, I don't know. We'll see. I don't think it's going to really affect it too much.
Well, already, I'm surprised. That usually comes later. Inside, it's Jackie Vargas, kicks it. Sarah Eskew from the left wing, and pulls it right back out. Tried to get to the bucket, couldn't. And now it's Jess Pullen running the point for Upper Dublin with the ball in her hands. Eskew kicks it right back out to Jess Pullen, who's at the top of the key looking for the offense to get set up. Grebe eyes up a 3. That's off the mark. It's rebounded there by Anna McTamney. Upper Dublin hasn't scored since at least 2 minutes left in the first quarter. And a steal for Upper Dublin. Forced turnover. Active hands caused that one, and now it's Jess Pullen the other way for Upper Dublin running their offensive set. Dribble handoff. It's Sarah Eskew now at the top of the key. Jess Pullen working on Caitlin Flanagan. Grebe in the corner right in front of the PW bench. Dan Doherty just standing there with his hands behind his back. Eskew, 3 off the dribble from the left wing and knocks it down. Sarah Eskew, she's been really hot the past few games, and she gets a 3 for herself tonight. It's 14-6 Upper Dublin.
Good shot. She had an open one. She took what the defense gave her, and she converted it. It's a good shot there.
I don't know who that is. It's Flanagan now for PW, standing at the Colonial logo at midcourt. Flanagan swinging it to Gabby Cooper, who puts it on the floor, working on Upper Dublin. Grebe crashes. Now Jackie Vargas straight up, comes up with the block there for Upper Dublin, and then it's Anna McTamney who tries to do something. It's tipped away by Dana Balassa, but somehow Gabby Cooper retains possession for PW, and Coach Funson really wants that one back, because when you're gonna create chaos like that, you're going to want to come up with possession and not give it right back to the team. Now it's Flanagan looking inside, guarded on the perimeter by Cara Grebe. The mismatch, Flanagan only 5'6". Cara Grebe listed at 6'1". Vargas jumps. It's inside Laney, or rather Jordan Thomas puts it up and in for PW. 14-8 the score now. Sarah Eskew jabs, going into the lane, left hand up and in from the left side. Great job there by Sarah Eskew to get herself a bucket. And Upper Dublin still in the full court press. Dana Balassa forces a turnover. Can't get a layup to go. Cara Grebe absorbing contact. Can't get one from close range. And a frustration foul there by Jess Pullen. And, wow. PW's coaches, I don't think I've ever seen anybody more angry on a basketball court. I mean, they're really about to lose it. The assistant and Coach Dan Doherty. Doherty with success in the Suburban 1 American in his 7th season, 65-23 to date in the Suburban 1 League. And Najee Smith called on a tacky foul, just trying to poke it away there from number 33, Laney Allen. Flanagan inbounds it, gets it in to Lainey Allen, working in on Jackie Vargas, and they call a foul there, but Jackie Vargas got all ball. Ross, what'd you say?
All ball. That's all I saw.
I mean, there was no contact there. Coach Funston pleading his case in a respectful manner, I might add. But that is just some stuff that Coach Funston, I mean, he has a point here. He really does. So it's Lainey Allen at the line and puts it up and in on her first. 16-9, the score past the midway point of the second quarter. 3 minutes and 27 seconds left until the half. Allen with one more to make it. Did they not add? They didn't add 1 point, right? No. It was 9. Was it 16? It was 16-9, so now it's 16-11. Score's wrong on the scoreboard. 16-11 the score. Inside, and Najee Smith backdoor puts it up and in from the left side. Great movement there by Upper Dublin to get a Najee Smith wide open for that bucket. It's an 18-11 lead for Upper Dublin now. Cooper trapped in the backcourt and a timeout called by Dan Doherty. He needs another timeout as PW is unable to break that press of Upper Dublin. Great pressure here from Upper Dublin on the defensive end. It looks like it's really getting on the nerves of PW, both their bench and their players.
Yeah, you could see it in the PW girls. They seem a little flustered throughout the game so far. They've had multiple turnovers just from that press alone. So I guess this meeting is to basically just, get them under control, say it's all good. And Upper Dublin, on the other hand, is saying keep up the pressure, keep up the intimidation, keep up the work. So that's all I have.
Upper Dublin, when they poke the ball free, they gotta get possession of it and not give it right back to PW.
Also, the score is right. I can't confirm with my stats. It is 10 points.
I thought she made 2 free throws.
I know, and I counted 2 free throws.
But wasn't it? It was 16-9, right?
10. I have 10.
Okay, well, maybe it is 18-10. Exactly 3 minutes left in the second quarter of play here from PW. Tuesday night, PW traveled to Abington, where they could have really made waves in the Suburban One American Conference by potentially taking down Abington. Unfortunately, they weren't. Abington came out victorious by 6 points. So with a win by Upper Dublin tonight and no more mistakes for the rest of the in-conference schedule, the Suburban One American title should be shared between Upper Dublin and Abington. Inside, and they call a foul as Anna McTamney trying to get to the net. She'll go to the line to shoot too herself, and it's just a lot of fouls starting to get called for Upper Dublin already with 6 in the first half. McTamney, as I mentioned, the only returning starter from last year's team, a sophomore, started as a freshman, and her only 2 points last game came from 2 shots from the free throw line, as Sydney Kesselman comes back into the game for Lainey Allen, the 6'1" freshman. And McTamney unable to make either one of them, and now it's Jess pulling the other way back into the game for Upper Dublin on the right side. 2.5 minutes remain in the half. It's an 18-10 lead for Upper Dublin. Jackie Vargas with 6 points, leading all scorers, but Sarah Eskew with 5. Dana Balassa also with 5. Poland looking to find somebody open, gets it in to Jackie Vargas, working in on the inexperienced Thomas, turning, kicks it out, and Najee Smith mid-range, up and good. It's great chemistry between the two bigs down inside, and Najee Smith bailing out Jackie Vargas, who is clamped up in the post.
JVB is, even if she gets double teamed there, she finds the open person, and it's easy too. You don't have to score to make an impact, and JVB is definitely showing that tonight.
And she's also scoring.
Yeah. She's had that as well.
And she has another year left to develop, so she's only getting better. It's Flanagan now running the point for PW, guarded up top by Sarah Askew. Flanagan now, and PW just moving around the perimeter, trying to get a shot, get an open shot, create separation. I don't know what they're trying to do. But this Upper Dublin defense is clamping down, and Najee Smith nearly comes up with a steal, but Sydney Kesselman gets her and puts it up and in from the left baseline. Mid-range jumper up and good for Sydney Kesselman, her first points of the game. Jess Poland looking to get inside from the left side, up with contact, no foul called there, and Coach Funston just shaking his head. And Hannah McTamney almost just called for a walk, not even doing anything. PW swinging around. It's Flanagan, has a wide open Gabby Cooper in the corner, doesn't see her. Now gets it to Gabby Cooper. And once again, we see insert your favorite dropped pass here.
Tom Brady in the Super Bowl 52.
High five. So another turnover there. Unforced by Upper Dublin, but getting bailed out by PW. Under a minute to play here in the second quarter. Stick around. We'll have a halftime show with a special surprise guest here on Upper Dublin Broadcasting. Sarah Eskew gets it to Jackie Vargas, looking inside to a Najee Smith, who gets on the floor to try to save it, and they say it's PW basketball on the loose ball. McTamney gets it into Sydney Kesselman, who will walk it up the floor calmly with 40 seconds left, and now PW is going to presumably hold for one. Cross-court pass, and Kesselman unable to reel it in. And I don't know if they need to do passing drills at PW practice, but they have not been able to connect on quite a few passes tonight.
Yeah, clearly it's taking a toll on them. Already 3 in the first half. I mean, I could probably make those catches.
20-12, under 20 seconds to play, as Jess Poland now working on Gabby Cooper, creating separation, 10 seconds left. Poland going to the right, gets a screen from Najee Smith, peeling inside, gets in, corner, 3 ball on the way for Sarah Eskew, off the mark, and Jackie Vargas saves it, but she's out of bounds. 0.5 of a second left. PW not going to be able to do much here with 0.5, down by 8 points. And a lot of missed opportunities for Upper Dublin that we'll talk about later. They get it in. McTamney, unable to get it up before the buzzer. And that'll do it for the first half of play here from PW.
We compete in the first tech challenge against other robots in a tournament fashion to complete certain objectives. This year's challenge is called Relic Recovery. It's all really cool, and it gives us hands-on experience with building and programming robots for specific purposes.
It's a good experience for a lot of engineering people as well as computer science people. There's programming involved, electronics, and actual designing.
Robots, you know.
And we're back here from Plymouth White Marsh High Where where Upper Dublin holding on to a 20-12 lead after 16 minutes of play. And I know, Ross, you were on the mic for the halftime show, but now I'm going to ask you, back in all seriousness, what does Upper Dublin need to do to hold on to this lead and come out victorious?
They need to keep playing with that high intensity. That press was very disruptive for the Plymouth White Marsh offense, and ultimately keep hitting to JVB. She's been powering their offense all night, leading them with 6 points, and just play well. Mistake-free basketball.
I couldn't agree more myself. Upper Dublin back out, starters on the floor, moving from our left to our right now. It's going the other way. Cara Grebe called for an off-ball foul, not even 10 seconds into the first into the third quarter. And Cara Greby's got to be careful. That's her third. That's Cara Greby's third foul of the evening. She's got to be really careful so she can stay on the floor for Upper Dublin. Somehow PW is making it happen, and Cooper gets her shot blocked on the perimeter by Vargas. Vargas doesn't only stand in the paint, she blocks shots from beyond the arc as well. Now it is Flanagan dribbling for PW. Caitlin Flanagan with 4 points in the first half. Inside, Flanagan kicks it out, 3-ball on the way. Anna McTamney, and knocks it down out of the locker room. McTamney with 3 points, only had 2 in the last meeting between these two teams. She has 5 so far tonight, and PW pulls within 5 points. It's only a 20-15 lead here for Upper Dublin. Vargas looking to drive in on PW, gets the shot up, no. Pulls down her own rebound, right back up, no. Cara Grebe, and they call a jump ball going to PW, and Upper Dublin really can't catch a break thus far in the third quarter, just 2 minutes in, or less than a minute in, and Upper Dublin still clinging to that 5-point lead. Floater off the mark there for PW, poked away by Sarah Eskew, and Upper Dublin saves it inbounds. And now Jess Pullen bringing it up for Upper Dublin, working on Gabby Cooper, sophomore on sophomore. Jess Pullen, significantly more experience on the varsity level of basketball. I mean, with her season, starting all season, lighting up in the postseason last year. Jackie Vargas now working against Jordan Thomas into the lane. Kicks it out. Cara Grebe tees up a 3-ball from the left wing off the mark. Sarah Eskew running in for the rebound, and that is huge for Upper Dublin. That's great hustle there by Sarah Eskew. It gets it back out to Jess Pullen. 2 minutes into the half, Upper Dublin scoreless thus far. Vargas thought about a 3. She's being swarmed now and gets it back out, but it's poked away by PW. Stolen again, and Dan Doherty calls a timeout. What a weird series of events we had there. Now by head coach Dan Doherty. PW possesses it, moving from our right to our left now, with Caitlin Flanagan, the freshman, still handling the point guard duty for PW. Fighting around a screen is McTamney into the right corner and kicks it right back out to Gabby Cooper, the sophomore, at the top of the key. Flanagan fighting around a screen, looking inside, gets it into Jordan Thomas, who puts it up and in with the left hand. And just like that, it's a 3-point game for Upper Dublin. PW coming out on a 5-0 run, 9-0 run if you trace it back to the first half. Jess Pullen fighting around the screen, looking to get into the lane, up. No foul called there. She takes a spill. PW looking to run in transition. Oh my God. Looking inside, it's Jordan Thomas, and it's blocked by Vargas and Grebe, but I'll give it to Vargas there. Good block inside. And 3 minutes into this third quarter, Upper Dublin still scoreless. It's 20-17 here from PW. Sarah Eskew now working at the point guard, into the lane, floater off the glass, and the foul called against Jordan Thomas. Eskew will go to the line to shoot too. And a lot of energy coming out of PW, both from their bench and from the boys team that's in attendance with no game tonight.
I'm hype. I know PW is hype. That's all I got to say. Everyone is very excited to be here. This was a very heavily anticipated matchup, and it's obviously showing now. 3-point game, halfway through the third quarter. This could come down to the wire.
Eskew missed the first and knocks down the second, so it's a 4-point lead for Upper Dublin now. Starters all still on the floor for Upper Dublin. It's Pullen, Eskew, Balassa, Vargas, and Grebe in the middle, playing with 3 fouls. Flanagan now gets it out to Gabby Cooper, right wing. Now working inside, Cara Grebe, no foul, and rebound pulled down by Sarah Eskew, and they call a jump ball. It's Upper Dublin, the direction of the possession arrow. Sarah Eskew has been really aggressive, and she's flown in for 2 or 3 rebounds already from the perimeter and getting them before anybody else can.
She's doing the dirty work, and that's what Upper Dublin's needed. Someone that can get the loose balls and do what they have to do. Do your job.
Jackie Vargas absorbs a lot of contact going to the net. No foul called. Cooper for 3, misses everything. That's an air ball. It's cold outside, the pressure maybe, but nothing but air. Eskew tees up a 3 of her own right in front of the Upper Dublin bench and knocks it down. Sarah Eskew heating up once again, her second 3 of the game. She has 9 points on the evening. 24-17 lead for Upper Dublin. Inside, no, and it stays with Upper Dublin. Looked to be knocked away by PW, but they say it's PW ball. And once again, we saw this last night in the PW Upper Dublin game. None of the 50-50 calls going towards Upper Dublin.
No, that's true. That's exactly what happened. But you just got to play through it. 50-50 balls don't go your way. That's why it's 50-50. And they gotta fight through it.
And Eskew just committed a foul there on Lainey Allen, which didn't look like much contact at all, but they call it. That's only her first. Cooper now swings it out to Caitlin Flanagan, who takes over with Dana Balassa playing in the 3-2. Jess Poland come out of the game for Bliss Brenner now on the right side, defending Anna McTamney, but into the lane. That's Flanagan, and another block by Vargas. Balassa looking the outlet pass, gets it to Cara Grebe, and swings it right back out to Jackie Vargas, top of the key. Thought about a 3-ball. Coach Funstead barking orders. Dan Doherty standing behind the bench coaching. That's odd. Vargas off the dribble, step back, jumper, up and good. You know, she puts a lot of time in on her game, and it shows. It's a 9-point lead. Upper Dublin extends it to their largest lead of the game, 26-17. 2.5 minutes to play here in the third. They get it cross court to Flanagan. Looked like she got a few steps there before the dribble. Whistle silent. Flanagan now dribbling left side, top of the key. Cooper now left side, working on Dana Balassa, trying to go baseline and just pulls her right back out to Anna McTamney. Pump fake. Flanagan looks inside, back door. It's Allen who's tied up, and another block by Vargas, and somehow PW has the ball, and they call a foul against Dana Balassa, and there's no... you can't get away with anything. I mean, any contact is going to be called a foul, even if you're trying to go for the ball there, and Upper Dublin just has to play smarter, and that's Cara Grebe's. Did they call it on her? No.
Merms, that was a blatant foul. Like, let's be real, it was a loose ball foul.
Well, let me rewind there. There should have been. Never mind. I digress. Now Jackie Vargas inside, straight up, and another block by Vargas. It's Cooper inside, finds a cutting Lainey Allen, puts it up and in with the right hand. 26-19, a minute and a half to play here in the third. Jackie Vargas now at the top of the key, taking a screen from Sarah Eskew. Vargas into the lane, stops, pops, off the glass, no. Rebound ripped down there by Sydney Kesselman, the senior. Flanagan running it in transition for PW, gets it into the corner baseline. That's Gabby Cooper looking inside. McTamney working on Vargas, and contact, no foul, and they call a foul against Sarah Eskew there as McTamney selling it and going to the floor. She'll go to the line for 2, and Upper Dublin in some foul trouble. That's their 4th foul of the half. Sarah Eskew with 2 fouls, and now McTamney's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Upper Dublin's really got to calm down. I mean, they got to pick their battles, right? They got to pick what balls they want to go for and what they're just going to stay away from to prevent the possibility of a foul being called.
No, I agree. They already have 4 fouls, and they have around 9 minutes of game time left.
And she misses the first. That's Anna McTamney there, ribbing out on the first free throw. McTamney with a second one from the line. And she rims out on the second as Jackie Vargas gets the rebound. Under a minute to play here in the third. It's a 7-point game, 26-19. Upper Dublin still in the lead. Jackie Vargas looking to drive in on Allen. Left side, up and in with the left hand. It's too easy.
It's too easy.
Jackie Vargas just putting in work there on Lainey Allen. 2-inch size advantage and 2 years of experience under her belt as well. Kesselman off the dribble, and it's swatted away with authority by Vargas. 30 seconds left in the third quarter.
She has 8 blocks. 8 blocks.
Jackie Vargas already with 8 blocks, and we still have 8 minutes to play. 20 seconds left in this third quarter. Bliss Brenner now working on Sydney Kesselman, fighting around a screen from Najee Smith, and Morgan Funston calls a timeout with 12.8 seconds left in the third quarter. Basket and gets it out to Sarah Eskew, right wing handoff. Jess Poland looking inside, has a Najee Smith, kicks it right back out to Sarah Eskew. Corner three off the mark, rebounded by a Najee Smith. 1 second left, and Najee Smith puts up a shot off the rim and unable to put it in. So it's a 9-point lead going into the fourth and final quarter here from Plymouth Whitemarsh. We'll be right back with the final 8 minutes of play.
Take film.
And we're back for the fourth and final quarter here from Plymouth Whitemarsh High School. PW 7 points in that third quarter. Upper Dublin 8, and the score 28-19 in favor of Upper Dublin as we get started in this fourth quarter. McTamney looking to get inside. It's a Najee Smith out on her, and Upper Dublin out in a 3-2 zone to start the fourth quarter. Balassa gets screened, and they kick it right back out. That's Anna McTamney swinging it around. Cooper looking inside, and another block by Vargas, blocks it and then takes it right out of her hands. That's her 9th block of the game, and now Jess Poland brings it up calmly for the Lady Cardinals.
I don't know how you score. I mean, Colonials just showed the perfect way how not to play against Upper Dublin tonight, and it keeps showing as JVB has her 9th block.
It's pretty remarkable when you have more blocks than you actually, she has 1 less block than she does points. 9 blocks, 10 points on the evening. Sarah Eskew now on the right wing for Upper Dublin. Vargas handoff to a Najee Smith on the left side, and they get it. Vargas for 3 and knocks it down from the left wing. Oh my goodness, what are we seeing here?
We're seeing one girl take down a whole entire team.
Couldn't have said it better myself. 13 points and 9 blocks on the night for Jackie Vargas. She had 20 in the last game. She's been huge in games against PW in the past. Allen with the turnaround and gets it up and in with contact. That's Lainey Allen working in on Jackie Vargas. Kara Grebe still on the bench with 3 fouls and less than 2 minutes into this third quarter. Vargas now running the point, gets it to Dana Balassa, who kicks it right back out to Jess Poland, who slows everything down from the logo and looks to create the offense for Upper Dublin. It's Poland now to Vargas, handoff, Poland 3-ball. That's off the back rim, rebounded there by Jordan Thomas. And it's Flanagan once again running it in transition for PW. Kesselman swinging it around. That's Cooper, rather. Kesselman on the bench right now. Flanagan looking to get inside. Oh, wow. Breaks Jess Poland's ankles, but Jackie, and she didn't miss, and Jackie Vargas ended up getting the rebound anyway. It's a 10-point game, 31-21. Already here, the disdain from the parents wanting to increase this lead. And Najee Smith now top of the key, looking to get a teammate. And that's Jess Poland now guarded closely by Gabby Cooper, trying to force her to the left side. Jess Poland picks up her dribble and gets it in to Jackie Vargas in the left elbow. Handoff, Jess Poland step back jumper, no. Kicks it out to Jackie Vargas instead. Good defense here for PW. A stop would be huge for the momentum. Vargas into the lane, and one, you can count it. She goes in, absorbs contact, and effortlessly puts it in for the bucket, and with a chance to make it a three-point play.
I mean, start the buses right now. We're going home. This is too easy.
Typically you say start the buses when it's the visiting team, but might as well start our buses, make it nice and toasty for the ride home.
I mean, you're going to have to make it toasty because you are dominating the inferior team.
Enough said. Cindy Kesselman now in the game for Gabby Cooper. He's not wrong. Vargas now three-point play and can't make it. So that's only 2 points there for Jackie Vargas. 33-21 Upper Dublin lead. And they call a foul before the shot. And if they didn't call that foul, that would have been Jackie Vargas' 10th block. And that would have been her double-double. But I have a pretty good feeling that in the next 4 minutes and 51 seconds, we'll see another block.
At some point, it will come. It's not a matter of if, but when.
Flanagan looking inside, has a wide open Thomas, and they finally get it in to Anna McTamney. McTamney has been big tonight for PW, 5 points, 33-21 in favor of Upper Dublin. Kesselman, handoff, McTamney, handoff, Flanagan, cross court, McTamney, and it's tipped away there by Jess Poland. And good active hands by Jess Poland to disrupt that PW play. They tried to go cross court to Sydney Kesselman backdoor and just unable to make that work. Cross court passes don't usually have a high completion percentage.
I mean, none of their passes have had a high completion percentage all night long. I'm hearing someone say shoot the ball. I don't think that's a good idea, taking that they're 5 feet behind the three-point line. But I don't know. At this point, like, anything's possible.
Might be time to start jacking threes if you're PW.
They're not going to get a ring.
Swinging it around, it's Flanagan, makes Jackie Vargas jump.
Twice.
Inside, Cara Grebe, forced shot off the mark, and they're going to say it's going to stay with PW. Good defense there for Cara Grebe, playing with 3 fouls, not committing another one there, working inside, playing good defense on the shot. Oh, and they say it goes to Upper Dublin, so that's a surprise. It's Upper Dublin basketball. Sarah Askew not in the game. It's Bliss Brenner now. I don't know how long she's been in the game, but they get it into Bliss Brenner and back to Jess Poland. Pump fake, picks up her dribble and gets the outlet pass out to Dana Balassa across midcourt. She's blocked, and Coach Funston forced to call a timeout. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back with the final 3 minutes and 53 seconds here from PW.
I'm ready to see Upper Dublin win.
We're back. 3 minutes and 53 seconds left. Upper Dublin with a 12-point, 33-21 lead over the Lady Colonials. Coach Funston forced to call a timeout as Dana Balassa picked up her dribble. But the only thing that really could, I think, swing this game is the foul trouble that Upper Dublin's in. 2 more fouls and PW's shooting.
I mean, yeah, you got 4 minutes. They have been able to make their free throws all night, so I don't think it's really an issue. They haven't been able to make their free throws. Distractions or not, they just haven't made their free throws.
Kara Grebe now gets it to Jackie Vargas beyond the arc. Handoff, Grebe thinking three, but gets it back to Bliss Brenner. Now, wow.
I mean, this is too easy. They're not even up on them, so guess game over.
Jess Poland now dribbling around on Gabby Cooper in Upper Dublin in no particular hurry. Crossover, up and in. Oh my goodness gracious, that's a highlight reel play there. Center the other direction.
I mean, you're usually supposed to just run the clock out, but that was just a shake and bake. Easy.
It wasn't even a shake, it was a crossover.
It was barely even a crossover. She just went right, left, and it was just like, whoop.
It's a glitch.
Looked like AI.
Screen there inside, and they call the foul. They call the foul against Dana Balassa, which will send Jordan Thomas to the line to shoot two. And Dana Balassa really didn't have much contact there, but that's the Upper Dublin sixth foul, so one more there at the line. No. Rims out on the first, and the free throws are going to prove to be crucial here down the stretch.
Ball doesn't lie.
35-21, Upper Dublin in the lead, just under 3 minutes left in the contest. Kara Grebe and Dana Balassa both playing with 3 fouls, and Dan Doherty calls a full timeout. We'll also take a full timeout when we come back. The final, actually, we're going to stay with you through this timeout. Why not? So one more foul for Upper Dublin, but holding on to this luscious 13-point lead, and that feels pretty comfortable if you're the Upper Dublin bench. What do you think Coach Funston's telling his team right now in the huddle?
He's saying, guys, you've played well all night. PW has not been able to match your intensity whatsoever. Just stay out of foul trouble and just win this game. You got 4 minutes left. Or no, 3 minutes left. Make the most of them.
Now, fun fact about this new Gym West at PW, the viewers at home can't see it, but there are actually 11 rows of bleachers. 11 rows of bleachers on the other side of the court actually don't fully extend when the basketball court is in use. So the only time they can use the full bleachers is when they have assemblies, which, you know, I talked to one of the custodians before the game when we were getting set up, and he said he has no clue why they designed it like that, because that just seems like a waste of bleachers, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is a waste of bleachers.
I mean, it's literally just 10 rows of bleachers that are pushed up against the wall, because if you put them all out, it would probably protrude maybe, I would say, beyond the three-point arc. So there'd really not be much room for anything.
I just don't get why you make that many bleachers then, you know? So,
Maybe just make it smaller.
yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. You don't need that many.
It's hard to compare with the Colonial Elementary School gym, the home of Plymouth White Marsh basketball for years. And great press bake there to get, well, they're not breaking, they haven't broken it yet, but presumably they get it across to Bliss Brenner. It's Jackie Vargas on the right wing, and PW is just dropping back in zone. I'm unsure as to why this is. And Sydney Kesselman commits a foul against Jess Poland, so that's only PW's third. They need to commit 4 more for Upper Dublin to get to the line, but Upper Dublin practices a lot of free throws. They'll be making them when they get sent to the line.
Yeah, they're good at making free throws, so I'm not really worried about this game.
Bliss Brenner now running the point for Upper Dublin, and PW not really doing much on defense. Bliss Brenner draws the contact, can't get the bucket to go, but she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Driving to the bucket. I also want to add that Coach Funston and assistant coach for PW, DJ Delvicia, are matching, both wearing blue shirts, red ties, khakis, and brown shoes. Just a weird fact I thought I'd point out tonight.
It's a cool fact.
Thanks, dude.
No problem.
2 minutes and 23 seconds separate Upper Dublin from the final horn, and Jackie Vargas pulls down another board effortlessly, and Upper Dublin just pulling it back out. No particular hurry now. It's Bliss Brenner, no foul called, and Bliss Brenner's just running all around. I mean, she's just going to use all her energy and just run around. Finally, a foul called there against Sydney Kesselman, but that took 12 seconds off the clock. And the PW coach is complaining about the foul call, but they're trying to intentionally foul. So why are they complaining about the foul being called? It's perplexing to me.
I don't know why you wouldn't want to foul at this point. I mean, you're down double digits. You really can't come back. I heard someone say be aggressive. I think that's a good idea.
I would agree with you there. Jess Pullen makes Anna McTavish miss off the dribble. Now 2 minutes left. Another shake and bake. And Jess Pullen just, breaking out all her dribbling moves tonight. No need to pass it. I mean, they get it to Jackie Vargas. Now at the top, guarded by Jordan Thomas. Vargas into the lane, left hand up and in. Oh my goodness! She's a machine. I mean, I think you could strap two 50-pound weights on her back and she'd still find a way to get it up and in.
She's almost outscoring all of PW, 18-22.
She had 20 in the last outing. Looking to do the same again. 3-ball on the way for Kesselman. Ooh. That is, you could build a new gym with that brick. And Jess Pullen taking it the other way. Spin move on Flanagan, breaking the press. And a minute 15 seconds separate Upper Dublin from the final horn and a co-conference championship with Abington. Jackie Vargas now working in on Thomas. Kicks it to Grebe, and they're just moving around. No hurry. Balassa could have had an open three, didn't take one, and Kesselman commits a foul there with 0.4 of a second, less than a minute left in the game. And now that's the sixth. Is that the sixth or the seventh? I can't tell. It looks like the sixth foul, so they have one more before Upper Dublin goes to the line. But it's a 16-point game. I don't know how much more PW can do.
Me neither. I mean, the game's probably over at this point.
GG's. Jess Pullen looking to get it in right in front of the Upper Dublin bench, and they do get it backcourt to Bliss Brenner, who nobody's guarding her, and Dan Doherty is just face palming right now. Looks like a meme. He's upset. Bliss Brenner just dribbling, no particular hurry. Jordan Thomas defending her, and they get it back to Jess Pullen, who's just going to hold it. 40 seconds. Pullen puts it on the floor and gets it to Vargas. Oh, and an ankle break. Nah, just kidding. Gabby Cooper couldn't find her footing.
Just kidding.
It wasn't really an ankle breaker. Bliss Brenner now dribbling around, and PW not really doing much. I mean, their bench clapping, but looks like they're going to be content with just losing this game. And, I mean, not... You know what? Great effort, and Upper Dublin is going to be co-conference champions this year, 2018, 2019. And dumb foul committed by Jordan Thomas. I don't know why. I mean, there's 10 seconds left. You're down by 16 points. Really not much you can do. It's a 1-1 at the line for Upper Dublin.
Yeah, there really isn't much you can do. I suggest you just wrap it up.
Jackie Vargas, I hope we missed a block, because that would be a shame if she didn't have a double-double, one away from the block. Jess Pullen knocks down the first free throw, as we know she does so well.
I mean, every girl knocks down free throws very well on this Upper Dublin team.
I mean, that's all they do is they practice it for half their practice.
They're automatic.
Just
I can say. If you foul them, they're making two.
Jess Pullen knocks down the second from the line. Flanagan now, 7 seconds left. They're going to get it back to Flanagan. They're still passing, says a fan. And there is her double-double, ladies and gentlemen. Jackie Vargas with a swat at the buzzer to make it the final 40-22.